major reasons why we read books is because we get to know different characters. We get to gain a different perspective about so many different things. And mental illness is something that a lot of us do not understand. A lot of us who are not suffering from it do not understand the gravity of the situation, do not understand how serious it can be. And I believe if you are a reader, you have an opportunity to truly understand what going through a mental illness is like. So in this video, I'm going to give you some books that have characters that deal with mental illnesses so that you are able to gain more understanding about this without hurting the people who might be suffering through it. Hi there, I'm Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel. If you like books, make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media and turn your notifications on. Hit that bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. So you know from the title and the introduction that this is gonna be a video about the books that have characters suffering from mental illnesses. Now know that I won't say all of these books are a must read, or I would not generally recommend all of these books because they may not be the most entertaining and most fulfilling read for you, but they actually have a quite good representation of a character with mental illness, and that is why I'm recommending these books to you. Number one book is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Now I did not really like the book because of the plot. I felt like it was quite like not so good, but it has a character who is suffering from OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and honestly I never ever thought how bad OCD can be. Like after reading this book, I feel like I understand what OCD can be like, and I feel like that at least stopped me from making jokes about it, that oh my god, I may have OCD and all that, which we kind of try to do because we go on the internet, check about mental illnesses, and then we feel like every second mental illness is something we have. It is quite hurtful to the people who actually have it, and I feel like you do not really understand their situation much. But I feel like this book, after reading this book, I know what OCD is like. Next one is Adultery by Paolo Paolo. This is a book in which the main character is suffering through depression. Like she has the amazing life and she suddenly gets depressed and she's not able to understand what is happening to her, and she ends up doing some really bad thing. Obviously from the name of the book, she ends up getting involved in adultery and all that stuff, but it just really gives you a perspective on how depression could be real, like how it can just hit you just like that. Like you, one moment you are the happiest person in the world, and second moment you are sad, depressed, and you don't know what to do about it. And it's really like moving, and it really gives you a perspective on how depression can be like, because it's a word which we guys use very commonly, like oh my god, I'm depressed. If you're sad, you will say I'm depressed and all that. I feel like I don't say it has a lot of representation of the disease as such, but it still is something to start from. Number 3 book is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Steven Chbosky. This is a book in which the main guy is suffering through PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. There's also a movie of this book, and I personally, when I read this book, I did not appreciate it much because I hadn't read many books about mental illnesses and I kind of didn't take it much seriously, but I am willing to read it again and get a better perspective on what a person going through such a thing can be like, and how in a way we can be more understanding and we can be more helpful. So yes, I would definitely like to reread this book, and I feel like now that you guys know that why you should be reading this book, you are going to be able to appreciate it much more than I could. Next one is Veronica Decides to Die by Paolo Paolo. Now the book has a very mixed reviews from everyone. Some people love it, some people do not really like it. I found it okay-ish, but it has a lot of representation of mental illnesses because this woman Veronica, she commits suicide and she ends up in a mental institution, and there a lot of people are suffering from a lot of different mental diseases, and you really get a perspective on that, and I feel like that's a good introduction to a lot of different mental diseases, and I feel like you should be reading this book for that. Lastly, I have a book that I absolutely did not like much, but I still want to recommend it because this is one of those books that I have read about this particular mental illness that I don't think I'll be able to find much in other books. So this is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. It's a thriller, and I did not like it for the thriller part. It's very long and boring and a little pain to read, but I really liked the representation of this character who is suffering through agoraphobia. I would pronounce it like that. Agoraphobia is actually the fear of being outside. So this character cannot really go outside. She has been through a traumatic situation, and after that she has been confined in a house and she is afraid to go out. A big part of the book is dedicated to her fear of getting outside, and that's why I feel like if you're reading this book for the mental illness part, you will be able to enjoy this book much more than if you are reading the book for the thriller part. So yes guys, these are the 5 books that I wanted to recommend to you. Again, what I said in the beginning of this video, it's not that these are the best books that you can read, these are the best books out there, these are the books that I would usually recommend. But I believe that for somebody who is looking for books that have characters with mental illnesses to understand it more, I think these books would help you out. So let me know what you think about these books, if you have read them, if you think what I'm saying is right, or if you think disagree with what I'm saying. Let me know in the comments down below. This is Manvi signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.